Well, no, I don't think the breathless state is the be-all and end-all of spiritual breakthrough. You will stop breathing when you die. It doesn't indicate you've made it at all. You just died. And the fact that you come back with certain experiences after death and before coming back doesn't guarantee the validity of such experiences. Whilst we are here, if you like, in the Matrix, or on Earth, or even in the astral, and perhaps even in the causal, there may be uncertainty. In other words, incompleteness of knowledge and understanding, and therefore predictability of everything the mind deals with. Adulthood in the kingdom of heaven is not this. It's complete access to God's mind. And well, I don't know, because I'm a child. I do know that uncertainty leaves you with no certain way out. It's a case of trust and faith, and they are related to or determined by love, overwhelming gratitude and appreciation, the love, devotion. I don't need answers to be right with God. I need His competence and goodness. And because of who He is, His grace and loving kindness, that's what I must have. Must in the sense of it's implied by, it's by definition. It's not something I can say is a certainty of understanding. I mean, it is an understanding. And one that I'm dedicated to. But people can be dedicated to different understandings. And understandings that are not valid, not actually true understandings. So my solution to childhood state is as the child chooses. You may choose to trust in mum or dad or both, or auntie, guardian, teacher, whatever, guru. And run with such until you find otherwise. Trusting, of course, ideally as I see it. that it will lead you to the truth, even if it isn't the truth yet. Because you're trusting in a notion of a God that can do this, and is delighted to do this because he loves you. I'm not seeking a breathless state, heart stopped. Yes, certainly in practice of yoga, even I can see it slows the heart and slows the breath and calms the mind. But I'm not seeking that. I'm seeking devotion, love, appreciation, a oneness of God as of family, as of God being our heavenly dad, we therefore his children. And our eternal prosperity is therefore a function of his loving kindness and goodness and ability, not ours. In that sense, I'm still with Paul, that it's by grace. It's not we ourselves, of ourselves. Or except in being a child of God, of course, and whatever he's equipped us with to relate to his goodness and love and care. I'm not wrestling with powers and principalities. I'm not wrestling with ignorance. I'm not wrestling. Because I have a notion of God being our heavenly dad. I don't want experiences of seeing gurus or breathless state or I was going to say all understanding, because I'm much more of an economist than that. I go to the heart of the matter as I see it. To know God and to know him in a specific way that's intelligible to the child. That he's our loving heavenly dad. How unspeakably wonderful. I do feel I'm sent, but only sent to do what Jesus said, which is that God is our dad. Okay, there's other teaching there, and he may well have been referring to that as well. It probably only enlarges on what he means by a loving dad. And who knows how much tampering there's been with the story, and other additions, that have been put in that seemed appropriate to whoever had whatever mission they felt they had. I am a master of decision-making in uncertainty. And surprisingly, it's not to gain more and more understanding, knowledge and wisdom, but something much simpler. Just to trust that God is our heavenly dad. And if he isn't, well, there's no gain at all. What's the point in trusting that? By comparison, just absurd. And whether this is a valid argument or not doesn't matter to me. My heart says to me, this is what I want. God to be my heavenly dad. Love you, Dad. Love you, Dad. Love you, heavenly Dad.